What is up, guys? This is the Mapped Out Gamer here, and welcome to another episode of Map Breakdowns. Today, I'll be taking a look at the multiplayer map Redwood. This woody type of map is primed for long-range distances and keeps the fight fresh with a sneaky little underwater route. Let's play some Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So Redwood takes its name from the big redwood trees you see out in Northern California. It is a forest-based map, but the trees are so large, they might as well be skyscrapers. So let's kind of start off on the west side team spawn location. This area has some roundabout sections kind of in the background. I like to call these hang-back locations because essentially like the OBJs are placed up a little bit further up, and a player can still actually hang back and defend, back here in these areas. So feel free to use the armored truck right here for cover. It will not explode if grenades roll in, hence the armored plates and stuff like that. So moving into the west side enemy base, you get a second level sniper nest. Of course, this window is very predictable for snipers to be in, so maybe take 1 or 2 kills, maybe 3 before people start catching on to where you're at, and then go ahead and scoot your butt somewhere else. Take the ground level route, and then you can kind of pop out on the south end a river route. So onto the south end lane. This bridge has a straight line of sight all the way across, to the opposite end. Kind of do some peeking and popping a bit here just to make sure no one is watching you from the opposite side. People like to hang out in that cabin and kind of aim down range. The clear water route is lengthy. You'll actually be able to take it all the way behind the cabin. So if you're flanking, take that water route all the way to the end behind the cabin. The cabin, of course, though, is made of wood, so anybody rocking FMJs or any other weapons with high penetration are going to tear through the walls easily. So keep that in mind. Let's kind of move on to the east team spawn location. It is pretty similar to the west end, the opposite side, but it's not really the same exactly. For starters, if you do take cover behind the truck, that red truck there, be careful because it will explode if grenades roll in or if anybody has a launcher. Notice the truck's not armor plated or anything like that, thus it'll explode pretty easily. The hangback locations here have some room for defense. Again, there's little roundabout areas. You can take safety back here if you do need to launch a score streak. I wouldn't recommend sitting in the cabin because there's going to be some high foot traffic in there and someone might take you out. Head inside the bunker if you do want an overwatch position of the center maps. This is kind of the counter side to that second story sniper nest on the west end of the map. Here you got a clear overwatch of the center map. You can also hang out in there. On the south end of the bunker, there's also an exit if you need to dip out, rather quickly. There's a little elbow there to kind of hop on over. Let's kind of peel off and wall run towards the north lane. Here we get 3 connected like little islands of trees with a surrounding pitfall areas. There's a not a really high guardrail there, so don't get too carried away when you're thrusting and jumping around. If you are feeling kind of risque and you want to be a little bit of a wall run fanatic or whatnot, go ahead and take that underneath wall run route. It kind of takes a while to get used to it because you do need to do like 3 jumps, sometimes 4. It may be a little bit high risk, but the reward will pay off since normally enemies aren't going to, expect you to be wall running up in here, and you can actually get the jump on them pretty easily. Come in full circle. This will land us inside that west end kind of breakaway room that either peels off to the center map or continues to the west side. Speaking of the center map, let's head right into it. You got Big Stumpy right there off to the center, and then just some more open area. So Big Stumpy has some good open platform on top of it. I like to put a sentry turret right there and, just kind of get clear sight lanes of all the incoming routes. It's a pretty cool spot there. Jumping over to the waterfall, here's a little pool area. You can actually come in here and kind of peek up for some air, pew, 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 take out the OBJ, and then you'll be good to go. You can kind of pop back into the river. Enough said. So here are my recommendations how to play Redwood. Primarily, it's a long-range sight pictures all over the map, the north lane, the south lane, especially the overwatch positions for the sniper nest as well. So get a medium to long-range weapon with enhanced optic. This way, the further you engage the enemy, the better. That way, they won't get up on you, and you should be fine. So if you look up top, the tree foliage can obstruct your view of incoming enemy score streaks. To counter this, what I like to do is run engineering perk. That way, you can kind of see their UAVs and all those other score streaks. Anything that's up in the air coming down on you, you can actually see them with those little red outlines. So throughout this map, there are many areas you can't vault onto. Like there's like these rocks and things that are kind of low, but you can't vault over them. That doesn't mean you can't toss lethals over the obstacles. So a nice like timed double jump, and you should be able to snag a frag from a lobbed grenade across the map. That wraps up the map breakdown of Redwood in Black Ops 3. Feel free to check out some of my other map breakdown videos by clicking on one of the thumbnails, either or, and you should be good. Thank you so much for watching. Catch me on Twitter at MappedOutGamer. Peace.